Hello, hello, hello. Hi, I hope everyone is doing well. I am late. I usually do this at 12 o'clock. This is Q&A Friday. Hello, Asha, Danny, Little Nuts Mommy, Nikki, the Sense of Jasmine. Ooh, I like that. Hope everyone is doing well. I am Nativa. Hi, Denise. I'm Nativa, the FrglCrediTnista, certified credit counselor, personal finance coach, and owner. Hi, Juliana, of MNHCreditSolutions.com, where credit transformations happen. We teach you to destroy your debt, score your money, and soar your credit scores. Can you guys hear me okay? I just realized I didn't have my mic in. You guys can hear me? Yes. Let me see where this is at. All right, let me plug this up. Am I on the right side? The last time I was upside down. So glad you guys can join me. So this is Q&A Friday. Like always, I have some questions already pre-selected, but feel free to ask your questions as well. Hello, how are you? So one of the very first questions that I received for Q&A Friday, and by the way, oh, hi from Japan. How are you? I apologize for being late. I usually do this at noon. I forgot that my son got out at noon today. So I had plans to do my Q&A Friday and then go to the nail shop. But, you know, trying to bring a 6 and a 3-year-old to the nail shop is just not going to fly. So I guess I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow. So I apologize for being late, but let's get into, hi, how are you? Fat too fit gal. I was like, well, guess Nativa's not going anywhere. Q&A Friday is going to be a little late. I completely forgot. They were like, Mrs. Hurd, when are you going to pick up MJ? He's in the office. I was like, what is he in the office for? It's not 3 o'clock, 3:05 to be exact, right? Thanks for inviting your followers. She was like, 12 o'clock today. I was like, oh, I'll be there in a minute. All right, let's get into it. My very first question. I actually get this a lot. How long does a credit improvement process take? Thanks, Miss Denise. Interestingly enough, it varies. And I know if you've ever listened to any credit professional, a real one, right? Thanks, just Dre J, I think. I apologize if that's wrong. And it really does depend. It depends on what you currently have reporting on your credit report. It depends on your income space, because those who have a steady income, hi babe, hey Nicole, those who have a steady income are able to make some more moves than those who are haven't quite got a good grasp on their budget. So it really does. Thanks, Mrs. Lumpkin. I appreciate that. So it really does depend on a lot of variables. And I noticed that a lot of people wants everything done. Thanks, guys, for the share. I really appreciate it. Everybody wants everything done quickly right now. And one of the main reasons that we want quickly and right now is because we don't think about our credit or our budget or our money or our savings until we need it for something. Or until, thanks, Little Nuts Mommy, or until we are looking to purchase something, or until an emergency happens and we have to purchase something, we have to move, we have to buy something. A business opportunity, that's the one that really sucks. When a business opportunity comes by, hi, Miss Manny, and it's like, oh my God, this is awesome, but I don't have XYZ to get it. I don't have the credit, I don't have the money, I don't have the savings, I don't have this, I don't have that. My best advice, and I've said this like forever, is to get your finances together before you need it. I'll never forget that statistic. Was it a statistic or just a saying that was going by some parts of last year, and it was saying how many opportunities aren't presented to us. And interestingly enough, we are presented with a lot, yes, of opportunities within the African American community. However, we are not able to take advantage of them because we don't have our financial house in order. So to ensure that you can take advantage of any opportunity that comes by, a bomb house, a great business opportunity, a great apartment, okay, if that's your life. Not everybody wants to be a homeowner right now. That's cool. Even just a great deal on anything, we know that we have it together. We have our stuff together. So instead of, how long is it going to take me? The rush, the this, the that, or, I don't really worry about my credit right now. I mean, I don't need it for anything. You always need your credit. Let's talk about this from a financial budgeting perspective, okay? I've always said that the main goal of a budget is not only to work it towards your purpose, but you always want more income than the expenses. You want more income on the expenses side, on the income side rather, than you have on the expenses side. I get into that. So if that's your plain goal, okay, what credit does is it allows you to pay less for things that you're normally spending on anyway. That includes utilities, that includes your cell phone bill, that includes your insurance, that includes any car notes or anything like that, security deposits for your apartment. I have a client in New York that I recently got. Yes, you got that right. And she had to put down like over $5,000 for a security deposit. The rent was only like 12 something. I was like, what? Oh my God. I looked at her credit report and I was like, oh. Oh, that's why. She was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to move and this and this. Can you help me? I looked at that. I was like, girl, listen, you were at that apartment for 3 years. Those 3 years, you should have been working on getting that credit together, because eventually you should have known you would either want to move, or something would happen where you would have to move. And I don't know how they do the rent there, but I guess it varies based on something. If somebody's in New York, maybe you can shed light, but I guess something happened where she had to move because the rent was now shooting up. Like in Chicago, they do the rent and like, it's not going to like shoot up hundreds of dollars like that. But I guess that happens in like Virginia and New York. I've heard that twice and I was kind of like, what? How do you go from here to here? But I guess that's normal. Maybe I can help a sister out, because I was like, what? Is that legal? Is that legal? What they mean ain't going up a couple $100s? What? So she had to move, and it was, it's a trying situation. So I always tell people to please get your financial house in order first. Another question that I received today. You know what? You had a question. My rent goes up $20 every. Yeah, that's kind of normal in Chicago. Yeah. That's all. It's kind of like, a few $100s. I think it was like $275. And she was like, I can't do that. And I was like, how you going to go from this to $275? Like, that's crazy. That is bananas. But that's the situation of where you live at. But if you live in those type of places, you got to prepare early. You got to always be on your A game if that's the case. If you know that that's going to, because man, $100 expense can bring people in the poorhouse these days. So now you're talking about your main expense, AKA your house. Actually, groceries is sometimes the main expense. But other than groceries, your house, your main expense going up that much, that's a huge hit to the budget. So another question, I know somebody else asked me a credit card question, so I apologize. Yes, Via does have it, and I think, so if you can ask the question about the credit cards again, that will be great. I'll answer it immediately. And something else I wanted to talk about, just because of the consultations that I've done this week. One of the things that I see a lot, and I really, Tanya, my finance talked about this before, and that is when you consult a professional 2 times that's a lot. The security deposit is 2 times the rent first, unless, Okay, so one of the things that when you come to a financial professional for a consultation, for advice, to get direction, is to be receptive to change. This may not fall into Q&A Friday, but I get, a lot of requests for information, whether it's within my group, whether it's, via DM, whether it's a one-on-one consultation. And one that stands out in my mind, a woman here in the Chicago area. I don't meet in person too much. When you have little itty bitties and you're running a business, that you should only pay CC bill once in a billing cycle. Okay, I'm going to answer you first so I don't forget, because I will forget. Is it true you should only pay CC bill once in a bill? You can pay it however many times you want. I've paid my credit card bill numerous times, especially if you went over that. My income thing is 20%. So especially if you went over that 20%, you want to pay it down before it reports. If you are using your credit cards like I advise you to use them, that's fine. Yeah, you can pay it. Yeah, like Denise mentioned, you can pay it as, like I suggest you use them, which is not an extension of your income, have an emergency fund for emergencies, then you won't run into that problem. But let's be real, things happen. While we're building up our emergency fund, sometimes that credit card has to be used for an emergency, and we can go over that 20 and even that 30% mark. But if you are capable of bringing that balance down some before it reports to your credit report, so it won't be like a huge detriment to it, great. If not, then that's when I use mine for the cash back, then pay it right back. Oh, well, you can do, just don't let it report. I know so many people that are using it for the cash back and even for the points. Hi, okay. I remember you told me, emailed me and said that. Okay, Larry, fine. Talk to me later or email me. I never let it report. Okay, great. Yes, you did it exactly right, Dashing Player. Okay, because I can tell you I have booked tickets to Atlanta at the very last minute. To see Lisa Nichols, and it came from my cash back, okay? It came from that cashback. It comes in handy. And if you've ever seen any travel blogs, you know, it comes in handy for them too. The thing is, don't let it report. So if you're using your card like that or an emergency comes up, find out when your reporting date is and try to pay it off before it reports to your credit report. Okay? Right, I'm trying to pay for a vacation cut. Yes, and it helps. It definitely helps. Okay, so hopefully I answered your question as far as the credit cards. You can definitely pay it however many times you want. If you're using it just for building, I don't know if you guys hear my loud kids. Oh my gosh. If you guys are using it just to build, then you want, like you're using that 10% or 20% or what have you, then you want to pay it by either the statement date, if it doesn't accrue interest, or if it accrues interest, and then, or by the due date. What for the best way to vote? You want to keep the card for an emergency. What's the best advice if collections, but you want to keep the card for an emergency? What do you mean for collections? Like, are you trying to use your credit card to pay for a collection debt? Is that what you're saying? But you want to, or if the card is in collections and you don't have access to it because it's closed. Explain. I'm lost on that one. Let me know. You kind of lost me with that one. How can you get a cashback card, credit score of 605, just a pre-approval? Usually a cashback card is a little bit higher. The lowest ones, meaning if your credit score is at the lower end, Capital One's Quicksilver card for average credit will approve you, and Barclay Rewards card, which is a 1%, they will approve you. If you ask for an increase on a credit card, will they check your score if you are in good standing? Some will, some won't. So, and usually, Denise, they require a 635 to 650. I know Barclays is a little bit higher. Sometimes Capital One is a little bit more lenient. So you got about 30 more points to go. Do you have to do a hard for the consultation? No, I don't. For my type of consultations, I get into that. It was another question that I missed. I'm sorry if you want to do it again. Oh, a hard inquiry or a soft inquiry. Some companies do, some companies don't. The type of consultations that I offer: credit consultations, pre and post bankruptcy consultations, rent to home consultation, student loan consultations. What score are we looking for an unsecured credit card? Whoa, it depends on what card you want. First Premier, you can have like super low scores, and Credit One is getting a little bit more stricter, believe it or not. Then you have Milestone Gold. So those are usually the ones. Merrick does unsecured. I think they do secured first. So hi Anna. So those are the ones that will approve you with a low credit score. So it really depends on what else is reporting, because they don't just look at the score. They also look at what else is going on. Okay, so let me know if I answered their credit card 101 properly for you guys. Then we can move on to Nativa's rant. How do you know when it is reporting to the credit report? Do you help people fix credit? I help people improve their credits. Yes, I do, Fat to Figure. How do you know when it is reporting to your credit report? Well, hopefully you can at least sign up with either a paid or thanks, Diana, or a free, like Credit Karma, and then you'll get the alert when it comes on there. That's the best way. Otherwise, you won't know. So credit monitoring when you're working on improving your credit scores is like of the utmost importance. Two of my favorites are an Experian product, FrglCrediTnista.com, and Credit Check Total. Credit Check Total is my number one, and they do provide a FICO version score, so it's a good, cheaper way to get it, because my FICO cost is about $30 a month, which is a lot. If you want to have a cheaper one, Privacy Guard has $1 for 14 days. It's a consumer educational score, so it's not like your real marketplace score like FICO is. And if you cancel before the 14 days, they'll give it to you for 10 months. But they have pretty decent reports. So those are like my top three cheaper ones. Top three cheaper ones. Okay. Make sure. Oh, by the way, the Periscope challenge is open. I have updated the link in my bio. This is a challenge that puts you in a position to put a strategic plan of action into place. Yay! Yes, you are in. Strategic plan of action into place. You can click the link in the bio for full details to see if you qualify. It is 3 weeks long. We will start you through the first few steps together. You will get my webinar, Understanding the Basics, so you know all of that, so that when we meet for our 3 weeks, we are working on your credit report. So this won't be general credit repair information. or even more advanced credit information that I give to you guys when I'm on here on Wednesday nights and on Fridays. But this is off of your credit report, and that's why I did the webinar, gave you access to the webinar so you can get all of that good basic information done, the consumer right laws, how to use those laws, what credit and the credit reports are, what are some of the systems that you'll be dealing with. So that's actually, Shawty, you don't need that one. Yeah, you're already in a good group right now. So that's why you're getting the webinar. But for the 3 weeks, we're looking at your reports. You're going to be pulling your reports. We're going to be walking you through them. We're going to do Q&A on how to identify inaccuracies, factual inaccuracies within your credit report. Which accounts to dispute, which ones to leave alone, and why. You know, if you watched the last scope about statute of limitations, you probably already know why. Can I stop collection agencies from pulling and hiring? Unfortunately, no. As long as they have proof that they have purchased this debt or have been assigned that debt, they can go ahead, and that's in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and access your credit files, and there's nothing you can do to stop it as long as they have that proof. And it's one of the reasons why we ask for validation. We want to know if they got that proof, right? So, and it also depends on how old it is or how new it is. Because if it's old, the chances of them having all of the documentations is pretty slim. Oh, thanks, Miss Denise. Pretty slim. If it's newer, they probably got like all that documentation ready to go. Like, I have gotten a package back of what validation is. I, of course, won't show you. I got my notes on the front. But this is like the stack of validation. So when people say, collections can never fully validate, that's a lie. Some of them can validate. This is the original contract. These are invoices from the first date of open to close, in addition to a full accounting ledger. This is a copy, not how much they paid for it. That's something that they don't have to give us, but a copy of their relationship with the original creditor. I mean, they came with it. And a lot of people say, well, oh my gosh, they validated. Now what? Now you just got to settle that debt, honey. You got to pay for it. That's what you have to do. I mean, credit improvement, the credit restoration, credit repair, whatever program you're into, credit counseling program is not meant to absolve you from the responsibility of the debt. It's meant to see who can properly validate those debts that are on your credit report according to federal law, who can collect according to federal and state law. Should I contact the doctor's office directly since the collection agencies won't? Yes, you should. So that's what it is. So if they can validate, they can prove it, they can do all that, then guess what? I mean, you got to pay up. It is your debt. It is your debt. As far as medical collections, absolutely. I always go to the hospital when I'm getting, just not the right response that I want from the collection agencies. And, some hospitals are very, 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 very easy and good to deal with, and some of them are, but not all of mine were very easy to deal with. It was like, I don't even tell you what happened the other day. I went up there. I don't even know. Oh. When did I go up there? It doesn't matter. I went up there. I know it's mine. I should validate first. I want to pay every date. Oh, why do you want to do that? Let's talk about that. I went up there and she's telling me about a debt from 2011. I've been coming here for how long, even with my kids, and now you just popped up something in 2011. I don't even have the job that I had then. I didn't keep that job long anyway. It was just to get us over that hump, if you know my story. Of course, if you sent the claim late, I'm no longer a part of that insurance anymore. And so I'm like, what? And it's not a lot, but it was just the principle. You think you're going to send me this little statement? I wish I could show this thing to you guys. And you think I'm going to pay it? You got the wrong one. I was like, come correct. I want to see the claim. I want to know who you talked to. I want to know where this came from, where the amount, originated from. What did you bill? What was not billed? Like, what cost $58 at the doctor's office? Where does this come from? Woman, bye. You better write that off. Anyway. You want to pay every debt off of your credit report. I'm not sure why. I have rules. I have rules. How can I connect with your services? Well, are you looking to build in the States? I'm assuming you're looking to come back into the States and have everything situated then. But, I do various things. We do Skype, conference call, we can talk if that's okay, email communication. Like I have someone who's overseas now and I'm working with his wife a little bit, and we do Skype when the connection is good. I'm assuming with Japan's awesome technology, connection will probably be not an issue if we happen to do Skype, but you can definitely look on my website, mnhcreditsolutions.com. If I dispute a timeshare foreclosure because of inaccuracy dates and amounts, will it hurt me? If it's within your statute of limitations, they can pursue more aggressive collection efforts. And paying every debt on your collection report, you really got to look at age. Number one, look at your statute of limitations. I just want to go back to your other question. Number two, you want to see if it's close, if it's passed, cross it off. And this is not reporting limitations. It's a statute. That's your state. So state statute of limitations on debt is what you want to Google. Okay? All right, yes. Well, do me a favor. And hi, Virginia, email me. Reminds me of the topic in the group last night. Yes. Do me a favor and email me info@m, like Mary Nancy Henry, mnhcreditsolutions.com. 5-year debt. Yeah, so if it's super old, you're not trying to restart your statute of limitations. I did scope on this last night if you want to check it out on my catch. You're not trying to do that. Okay? So the solution to excellent credit isn't paying everything off. Like I hear so many people say that. Fix your credit report, go down, make a list of everything that's not paid and start paying it off. That's not going to do anything to improve your credit report because it's already negative, especially if it's in collections, if it's in charge off. And then I also, and this is what I'm going to teach in the class, how to sort what's going to get paid. Okay? Because I'm a big fan of preventing the next negative. So if you have open current, I won't say current, but maybe late payments on it, then I'm going to go after that. Because if that goes to 90 days, if that goes to charge off, if that goes to collection, that's going to really drop you because it's newer stuff. So prevent the next negative. Okay? So that means you're going to say, what's 30 days late? Like, how can I prevent this from going 60 days late? What's 60 days late? Like, how can I prevent this from going 90 days late? By the way, 90 is the dropper. 120, 180 and all that, 150, that's not that's not that bad. I won't say it's bad because it's still bad, but it's not as bad as the 90-day late. So when creditors are looking at your risk score, aka your credit score, they're looking at what is the chances of this individual going 90 days delinquent on this account? They're not looking at what are the chances of this person just being late. Nope, 90 days late is like the dramatic kicker. That's the score tanker. That's the dropper. Okay, that's the woo. All right. So if you have something that's almost 90 days late, like that's the first thing I'll go for. Let's go. Let's see what's current and let me go through it. Okay. Now next, let's go and see. Okay, what's about to be 90 days late? Let's stop that. Okay, a lot of stuff 90 days late. All right, let's stop the charge-offs. Let's stop that. Okay, what's about to go into collections? Who's bothering you? Let's do statute. No, it's a strategy, and that's what the Periscope 3-week challenge is going to talk to you about, the strategy. Putting a plan in place so you can go boom, 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 and work it out from there. I need to rebuild aggressively. Rebuilding is, I talk about my 4 rules. You're in my group, so my 4 rules are high priority debt. See what's reporting inaccurately. That involves the whole payment history and prevent the next negative. Add positive, that's the rebuilding part as well, because if you are trying to never use credit again, then you're not rebuilding. The thing is to learn how to use credit properly, which is a tool. It is a part of your financial plan. It is not to be omitted. It is not to be abused. It is a part of the overall wealth plan, a wealth financial plan. You said to pull the credit reports as well as credit score. What if none of the reports will give? What do you mean, what of the reports good? What if none of the reports will give you your score? What I typically do is go to one of the companies that I mentioned previously, Credit Check Total, Privacy Guard, FrglCrediTnista.com, and go there. Yes, Credit Makes Sense as a group. Which credit monitoring would you say has the most accurate? Everybody says accurate scores. All of them are accurate because they're their own unique scoring model. So you did and what? You went to Credit Check Total. You might have an identity thing going on. So either you can call, you can write them directly. Equifax, if you go on theirs, they'll give you their fax number. Okay, back to the scoring. All of them are accurate. Okay, so if you go to Privacy Guard, it's a consumer educational score. That's an accurate consumer educational score by whatever bureau they're using. If you go to Credit Check Total, that is Experience FICO 8 score. If you go to Credit Karma, that is an accurate Vantage score. If you go to your credit card and they give you the educational credit score, I think Capital One maybe use TransUnion, that's TransUnion's accurate score. So it's only accurate based on if your lender is using that score. And interestingly enough, if you go to myfico.com and you get all those gazillion-1 scores that they give you for $60, it can still be different than the one your auto lender is going to use and the one that your mortgage broker is going to use. Okay? It can be different at this mortgage broker office right here and right across the street at this mortgage broker's office. There are hundreds of different FICO algorithms. And there are totally different other scores out there. And just to kind of get it, because I get this so much, and I see, Yes, I Am Cheap is on here, and she actually did a great scope on this. Will the real credit score please stand up? And the thing is, FICO is a software. Hi, Coupon Diva is a software. What can you do to softwares? You can manipulate them, personalize them, customize them to however you want. So this one can just use the one straight out of the package. Straight out of the package. They can just use FICO. Boom, I got my FICO 8, right? Then FICO just came out with FICO 9. Like, wait a minute, I just spent all this money incorporating FICO 8. Well, I'm not buying FICO 9. This one right here, whoa, we love FICO 9. I'm going to use FICO 9. And so you have this score, you got this score, right, straight out of the package, this score. And then this one may be saying, I haven't updated my FICO since 2004. I'm still using the FICO Classic, okay? This one says, well, I'm using the FICO Mortgage Industry Score. Totally different algorithm, right? Matter of fact, I've personalized it so we can include our own little guidelines because, you know, we're not just going to use FICO and manipulate it to our product, but we also want to put some other little things in there too. So you see how different people can manipulate the FICO software however they want. Yes, they are business. They are a business. They are a business. And some companies do advantage and use their own scores. Well, some companies that needs to be regulated. It's a business, honey. It'll never be regulated. FICO is like the boss in the industry. And not everybody has bought theirs. Like if you're looking for a mortgage perspective and you talk to them, most of them are using the older version. Most of them are using the older version. They're not trying to update. So FICO can come out with next gen, FICO 8, FICO 9, FICO 50. And they'll be like, you know what, FICO Classic is doing me just fine. I've had it since 2004. It works. It's not cheap to customize it. It's not cheap. It is not cheap to customize it. And so as a business, and if you're in my boss budgets, you know, we run ourselves like a business and we going over all of that. As a business, they're thinking about what? Fulfilling their mission statements and maintaining positive cash flow and growth. So if this is working for them and this is super expensive to implement, they're not going to do it. Like, no, this is fine. I mean, this is a FICO scoring model. Vantage is, I saw somebody mention Vantage. Vantage is coming up. Only in this sense, they're comparing the two. They're saying, okay, this is their Vantage score. This is how Vantage does it. This is FICO, but they're still putting more weight on FICO. And they're doing it in the mortgage industry. The mortgage industry is trying to find more ways other than FICO to score us. This is the number one reason I tell you to look at your data. Because the data is what creates the score. So many people are score-driven. When I hear credit score, which one? Yes, Sandy. So everybody's so score-driven. You should be credit data-driven. Okay? The score doesn't create the data creates the score. So if you want to bump up your score, focus on what is reporting. Focus on your data. Okay? That's what my credit challenge is about. Focus on your data. Look at that personal information. Look at the collections. Look, that's where you started. You started by going through the data. I'm charged off on my report that's supposed to come off in June. Would you still dispute it? If it's wrong, I mean, but June, I'll tell you what. The thing about FICO is that after it gets about 4 or 5 years old, I mean, the effect that it has on your score is like so small that even when it falls off in June or you remove it before June, I mean, you're not going to see too much of a jump. I always tell people, especially if you hire someone, don't hire somebody to get that old stuff off. Hire them to help you get the stuff that you would have a hard time getting off the newer stuff. Someone calls from a collection agency and wants you to confirm your address. Should I confirm it? I would do this. A lot of people think confirming their address is a bad thing. I would ask them what address do they have on file because you want them to communicate with you. The number one mistake is people get a judgment. They don't know it and they say, well, it didn't come to my address. What address did you confirm with them? You know, you give them a wrong address, you give them an old address thinking you're dodging them, but that's boo-boo the fool. You want that communication. You want to know what the Dunning letter, that's the initial collection agency, what that looks like, okay? You want to know if they put certain language in there that protects your rights. You want to make sure that they didn't tell you have a right to dispute and to validate the debt and then at the same time pay us by this date. That's illegal. Did you know that? Okay, so you want that letter because I have caught quite a few of them up like, ooh, violation. Let's negotiate. Violation. Violation is power too, okay? I'm all about catching them up in those violations and they make it happen. There was a question about an authorized user. Authorized users, I mean, that's pretty much when, are you talking about when a relative, I hope you're talking about a family member and relative and all that good stuff. Because if you're buying an authorized user trade line, I mean, if that's what you want to do, but they are expensive and they don't stick. So I hope you're talking about a family member, but ultimately it's just you're piggybacking off of somebody else's. That was Virginia. I'll have to reach out to her if she's still not on here. You're piggybacking off of someone else's great credit. So you want to make sure it's long history. I recommend 5+ years. My favorite is anything over 10. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Like if it's a family member adds you. So they're pretty much adding you. I'll buy yours, Sandy. Look, I'm at an 808. I got and look, and that's FICO 8. My mortgage company's not using FICO 8. Look. So what they do is they're adding you on as an authorized user. You can get a card or you can't get a card. It's totally up to the person who is in heartbreak. Oh, look, and that's just one score. The other one is like 780 something. I went through them the other day. I'll have to look again. But anyway, that's all they're doing. They're adding you on. So you're getting the history. You are getting the credit limits, the balances. You're getting the payment history. That's the most important. You're getting the length of age. I will say that the payment history doesn't factor into your scores as much as an account under your name does. But the age is what really benefits on the authorized user. In addition to, if you your utilization is kind of high, then that will really help you as well. But I love the age because age is 15% of our credit report. So that does some wonders in that regard. So, I mean, it's a good thing. One of my clients, you guys probably saw her post in the group, over 100-point increase in less than 90 days because her mom added her to one of her cards that she had for a very long time and a very nice credit limit. Obviously, we were able to get some things deleted. Obviously, we were able to settle some things. Obviously, we were able to do a beast of a budget. And I also have my clients do a debt payoff fund because lump sums work when you're settling debts. And I mean, so obviously it comprised all of that, but a lot of that good age came from her mama. When disputing, should I tell the credit bureau exactly what? Absolutely. You want to tell them what the error is. I know some people say vague, but if you're sending a vague dispute, they're going to send, they're going to look at it. And I've seen this happen when I do my workshops. They'll say, everything is wrong. Can you just verify this? And so in that case, the bureaus will simply look at what's reporting in their systems and spit it back out, verify, okay? If you dispute really factual things that's off, like some people just think their whole account has to be wrong, sometimes it's the high balance. Sometimes it's a closed account and it's still reporting late payments after the account has been closed off. Sometimes it's stating that you have a wrong late date. Exactly, you get flagged. You get a wrong late date, and, so it could be little pieces of information like that that's accurately inaccurate, if that makes sense. That's legitimately inaccurate. All right. So go for what you want and then the results that you want to happen. Do you want to update it? Updates are the bomb.com. A lot of people go for the deletions. Updates are great. Okay. Updates are great. Like I had another person was like, I disputed a judgment. It was wrong. I mean, they updated it, but they also updated it as paid. She hadn't paid it. Should I keep going? You better shut up. You better hush. Leave it alone. We're going to build around it, okay? That judgment is getting older and older. Remove my goddad, put my relationship as terminated instead of... What do you mean they removed your goddad and put your relationship as terminated? You mean they removed your account that you had as an authorized user with your goddad? I hope that's what you meant. I missed some more questions while I was answering the other one. Call them up. I mean, something like that. That's like super simple. Like, my relationship wasn't terminated. I just removed myself because of payment history. That's super easy to get deleted when they can. Super easy. Okay, I must have missed a question. But hi, Miss Danielle. How are you? So I must have missed a question. Student loans have helped my age, but reporting late and inaccurate. Dispute or no? Student loans do help your age. If they are reporting late and you weren't late, you can get that updated. I mean, disputing doesn't have to equal deletion. If it's helping your age and you can't afford to have it removed, like I'm going to tell you guys, when I came out of bankruptcy, my student loans anchored my age, honey. They were the flagship. Like they could not go. Updating a collection or a student loan. You said student loan. So as far as the other one, you dispute for an update. So if it's a wrong late payment or late history on there, get it updated. Disputing doesn't mean deletion. Disputing just means you state what you want. So you state the error and then what do you want to happen? Update. I want to update it. I want to delete it. So if I miss one on collection, let me know. Some questions were kind of going by fast, so if I missed it, I apologize. So let me know. It completely skipped 30 days and went from okay to 90 days. Student loans do that. Interestingly enough, student loans do not report 30 or 60 days. If you were to call Navient, Sallie Mae, or even the Department of Ed or Fed Loans, that's how they report. And if you recall, I don't know if you've listened to any. I think I've seen your name on some of my other scopes. Yes, you have. Reporting is completely voluntary. Some creditors, if you notice, like utilities, they don't report until you're charged off in collections. Forgot to defer her. You know what? They may. I'm so sorry to hear that, Miss Tanisha. They may look over that. I had a client. Let me answer this question, and if you guys can repost those, that'll be great because I cannot read all of this. But I had a client who she had a very simple surgery, but they were like, okay, we understand. I mean, it did take some pleading. Okay, it did take some calling up upper level management. It did take some letters, but she was able to get it off of there. They did it out of goodwill. And then if it's like older 30-day lates, like that's not serious. But if it's more recent, then yeah, you may be something that you want to pursue. Maybe something that my ex paid car loans late that is in my name. How do I clean that up? Well, it's your loan because it's in your name, no matter who pays it. So it's your responsibility. If it's wrong, I never was a student. I did work for that hospital. Ooh. If it's wrong, it's still it's still your loan. If it's wrong, you can dispute it. If it's right, then you just got to keep the payments up and build around it. I mean, how late are we talking about? That's another thing. Like if 30-day lates are easy to kind of overcome. I've noticed within like 6 months of good payment history, what'll happen, you'll start getting the bump up because you're paying in time. But when you bring an account from late to current, you get some extra incentives in that new credit area. So new credit, if you recall, is 10%. So it's not just all inquiries in there. They also give you some, a few little extra incentive points from taking account from negative to positive. 30 and 60 days. I mean, how old is it though? Like how long ago did this occur? If it's recent, you're just going to have to build around it. Sometimes it's not all about the deletions. Deletions is for wrong, inaccurate, unverifiable. I guarantee you if it's recent, they can definitely verify that you did not pay. That'll be easy to verify. They can verify you didn't pay. You would have to prove that you can. It's not inaccurate. You just mentioned that it was accurate. So now it's just about building up. And I have noticed that car lenders, some of them are more lenient. Like I had Ford Motor Credit at one point. Obviously before I became the FrglCrediTnista, but I was always like just a day later, 2 later, 60 days later, something like that. And they would totally, both. They are totally more lenient once you start paying on time. Once you start paying on time. And this is also the number one reason why I ask if a collection can't validate medical due to HIPAA. Let me explain that. But I also advise for you to contact them prior to you being late. It's so important. You don't know how many times they gave me the hookup. How many times they gave me the hookup because I just contact them ahead of time. So sometimes it isn't always about removal. It's about just building payment history around that. And I guarantee you in about 6 months, you're going to start seeing the boosts as if that never happened. So sometimes the best answer when dealing with thank you, Fatty Too Fit Girl, when dealing with the late payment is just to start paying on time. I mean, that's it. Start paying on time and start working your way back to good positive forms of credit. HIPAA and medical. HIPAA is totally, there's some gray area when it comes to, not a problem. There's some gray area when it comes to HIPAA, but collection agencies are viewed as business associates under HIPAA law and the HIPAA language. So it is not illegal for them to have your information, but it can be illegal depending on how extensive the information they have is when they are attempting to collect on the debt as the business associates of the hospital, doctor's office, what have you. So it's illegal to collect because of HIPAA. It's only illegal if they have too much of your personal health information. Is it protected or private health information? It's one of those. I forget which one the P is. Protected or private. Protected health information, private health information, something like that. PHI. And so only you know when you validate or when they provide you details of the debt, how much they have. So you can't just say, oh, protected health information. Thank you. You can't just say, oh, you validated this debt and gave me a bill. And I'm like, what? No, they're supposed to have the bills. They're collecting on behalf of the hospital. But I remember, and if you guys, there's a young lady in the Dream Catchers group that I gave, the laws of HIPAA to the max. And she posted the letter that she wrote in the files section. I gave her the laws because when they sent her back the information, she was embarrassed that they had this contact information on her. She's like, do you know how many collection reps I've talked to there? And they sent me this and they know this, they know that. They're not supposed, are they supposed to have this information? And I saw that letter. I said, oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So diagnosis, treatment, essential will be illegal even as a business agent. They should not know. This must be the little one coming in my office. They should not know. What you want? This is my baby. You want a banana? Okay, let me open it. They should not know your diagnosis. Like, some codes are, careful. Who is that? Okay, eat your banana. Mama talking. Go in there with your brother, okay? Are you guys being nice with each other? Mm-hmm. All right. Talk to you later. I'll be in there in a minute, okay? All right. All right, so they should not know that, close the door, you have AIDS or you have, they should not know the diagnosis. Like, they should never know the diagnosis. They can say that you had an ultrasound, you had thank you, Sandy, that you had, CAT scan. Like, that's general information. So if you had a general office visit, yes, they can do the general office visit. Like, all that can have. As far as procedures, it depends on what the procedure is. Like, they shouldn't have a list of medications because your medications can't indicate what you have. Okay? But, you see how you're getting the differentiation there? General information, oh, this person came for medication, this person came for a CAT scan, this person came for an ultrasound. But it can't get so detailed. She had XYZ, which is known to be an AIDS medication. Or she had, this type of CAT scan. Yeah, procedure codes. Thank you. So they can't know that information. That's the protected information. Like, so many people are like, oh, they know, this is HIPAA violation. No, don't go screaming HIPAA violations for no reason. And if you ever get confused, I'm telling you, the HIPAA office is so helpful. If you were to call, every local agency has one, but they have a main one too. They are so helpful. If you ever have like gray areas right there, you have know how many times I have sent people there to get it situated. Because I'm like, I'm not a HIPAA professional. Okay, I'm a credit counselor. I do budgets and credit. Okay, Sprint gave my deposit of $150 back, then set at old 91. Put on credit 2011. We both hold it out. 2011 is kind of, unless you work in the healthcare. Yeah, you're right. 2011 is kind of old. Yes, I will leave it on the replay, Miss Heard. It's kind of old. Like, I don't even know if it's within your statute of limitations. Like you said, I checked that off the bat. I don't know why they gave you the 150, but I mean, if they say you owe 91, see why you owe the 91. Did you cancel a contract too early or like figure it out? 2011 is kind of old though. Even if you removed it, it's not going to like boost your credit score. But sometimes you may want to make that decision just to get out of the debt and never have to worry about it again. It's only 91. The newer version of FICO is anything under 100. They're not really scoring harshly. So it's kind of like, kind of decide what you want to do. Or if they're aggressively pursuing it, great. Some people look at their credit report and trying to do every little itty bitty thing on there. And that's like so unnecessary to get a great score. And if you watch my older scope, contract was over, went somewhere else. Well, see why you owe $91. That's just, let it sit. Well, it's already 2011, so what's that, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16? It's 5 years already, so you're not going to see a huge improvement. I mean, have I broken down how the payment history is, yes, I am, I don't think I've broken it down before. So in FICO, let me see if I kept my FICO pie over here. I bring this out a lot. In FICO, the biggest section, remember I said I was going to get a manicure. Now you see why I have my half polished nail, so ignore this. But in FICO, 35 history, that's the biggest one, is your payment history. And so newer stuff counts way more. So within that 35%, 40%, yes, the pie, 40% is going to be based on what you have been doing from 0 to 12 months. 40% of the 35%. 30% is from that 12 to 24 months. Okay, 30%. 20% is 24 to 36. 10%, 36 to 48. That's why I say 5 years. You're already at 10% at like 4 years old. It's less than 10% after that. After 4 years, and then at 5, it's like barely anything. Like when that stuff start falling off, you're gonna notice some variation. So recent behavior hurts worse. That's why people, what do I do? Start making better financial habits. Like make your more recent stuff the bomb.com. Like that's number one. Change those habits, okay? Change those habits. That's number one. That's what you do, okay? So on my blog, I have, the 5 things to do to improve your scores without writing a dispute letter. And that's number 1. Start paying your bills on time that are reporting to your credit report. Okay? More emphasis, which are, you got to sign up. I'm not going to give it to you. Oh my gosh, just building my email list. This is all the free you get. All the free you get, okay? If you are going to be a part of the challenge, you will get it as well. Like I said, the link is in the bio. It's for 3 weeks. We're working off of your credit reports, and we are breaking it down. What are you going to focus on? It's going to be a lot of Q&A, a lot of email back and forth, and a lot of walking you through a strategic plan so that you can follow it yourself. A lot of people say, oh, don't go to a credit professional because what they can do, you can do for yourself. And it's true, but sometimes people need directions. You don't know what the heck you got to do for yourself. And then you do the crazy thing like, oh, I'm just going to dispute everything. Oh, gosh. Like Sandy mentioned, you get flagged for that. You get flagged for that. Sometimes you fight your foot. Don't be frightened when you see my report. Oh, honey, I doubt anybody can frighten me now. Yeah, doubt. There are there are no discounts for couples for the Periscope Challenge. There are discounts for my services, but not the Periscope Challenge. I mean, it's a steal. This is the lowest it will ever be. The lowest it will ever be because I've never done it on Periscope before. And I was like, oh, what if Periscope act crazy? Will people get the value? Let me make it low initially and see how it goes. But the info is going to be bomb.com. I mean, you see my scope, so you know what you're going to get when we're working in a smaller group. Seats are limited because I'm going to be reviewing your reports, so I can't do it for a lot of people. I mean, that's just going to it's going to be a bit much. How about I sponsor someone else? You can definitely sponsor. I mean, that's between you and them. Get your credit life. Girl, get your money life. Okay, we talk about money and credit. I talk about credit a lot because people are, thank you, like so like credit. But it's like, oh my gosh, like I picked the person. Oh, that is so sweet. Let me look at your budget. Are you sure you're going to pick the person? Look. Starts February 23rd on a Tuesday. She sent me. The link is in the bio. You can see all the qualifications. I'm thinking about doing the very last one on a very good rebuilding because a lot of people don't meet the qualifications, but they still need to rebuild. So we'll do that. Do we pay now for the challenge? When you sign up, you'll get all the details automatically emailed to you on how to do everything. It's in my bio. And I have not released this on like Instagram, Facebook, anything because I really can't have that many people signing up. It's going to be like an intimate group of us getting our credit, getting a strategic plan in place. You'll get some dispute letters. I'll teach you how to personalize them. And thank you, Miss T. And she's a credit professional too. I can't wait till she starts doing her scopes. Miss Little Shy Lady over there. She's going to be awesome. Denise went through my, I have a how to soar your credit scores in 9 simple steps. She's joining the industry just from the info and being just awesome at grasping other opportunities from there. So always like to give you guys bomb info. So, all right, I'm signing off. Got to go take care of my babies. I probably got banana peel all over my house. As soon as he came in here, I knew this was going to be a travesty. Like, what is he about to do right now? Well, he asked me for this. Bio is in... You know what? Let me see if I can write it on something. Do I have anything dark in here? Let me see. So it's bit.ly, bit.ly/pair credit. I don't have anything black. So, that don't show well at all. So bit.ly, that's bit.ly/pair, capital P, credit 1. Pair credit 1. Thank you. Thank you. So that is it. So if you swipe down, hit my name, you're going to, you're serious about sponsoring someone? Okay, well, let me know if you want to sponsor somebody here or the group. So if anybody wants to be sponsored, email me at info@mnhcreditsolutions.com, info@mnhcreditsolutions.com. Probably wrote it wrong. Can somebody type it in? bit.ly, bit.ly/pair, PER, capital P, credit, capital C, 1. bit.ly/pair, PER, credit 1. The P and the C are capitalized. I'll hold this up again. I don't have anything like super dark in here. So hopefully, bit.ly, the P and the C are capitalized. Pair, credit 1. But that's right. bit.ly/ yes. Thank you, Miss Danielle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pair, credit 1. So that's where the instructions and all that good stuff is. So thank you guys for joining me this afternoon. I always am not sure. Yes, it's perfect. Thank you. If someone is going to be in here in the afternoon, but I'll be showing out and showing up. Thank you. Thank you so much for the hearts. Replay viewers. I never said this at the beginning, but I do appreciate you. I view my analytics and you guys come through so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you, love you for the love and support. Thank you, Miss Lady Leslie. And yeah, thank you guys again. Oh, there's little cameras coming up there. When did they start doing that? I was supposed to hashtag Black History Month, and I'm black. Lord, they're going to pull my card. They're going to pull my card, y'all. We supposed to get the Black Power Fist in our hearts, and I forgot to hashtag it. Screenshots, yes. Forgot to hashtag it, so we don't have our Black Power Fist. Don't throw me out the crew. I don't know who I'm going to be if I'm not black. I don't know. I don't know. info@mnhcreditsolutions.com. Solutions is with an S. mnhcreditsolutions.com. Bye, guys. Talk to you later. Thank you.